All right, we're back here with the last section in chapter 7, 7, 8, and something we've done many, many times before was with our curve fit and trying to see what type of model is. We'll get back to calculator again where we use the stat mode. But again, we want to check to see how do we tell if something is exponential? Well, we know if the first differences are the same, it's linear. If the second differences are the same, it's quadratic. So to kind of get into if it's logarithmic, we kind of see, or I'm sorry, exponential. We're going to see, well, are we multiplying by the same thing? And in this case, you see that we're multiplying by 3. And a quick, easy way is always to take the number and divide by the previous one, just to kind of get what the ratio is. That's kind of what we refer to there. So we're always looking for that ratio. And then, of course, we can always take a look and put it into the appropriate form, a times b to the x. A is where you start. In other words, when x is 0, and then what's the y value, and then b is what you're multiplying by. So here we go. Let's try a couple of these. Are these exponential? Well, 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. 5 divided by 3 is 1 2/3. Or yeah, so that's not. So we're going to give that one a big fat no. This one, if you go 24 divided by 16, that should be 1.5. 36 divided by 24, that's 1.5. 1.5. Yeah, they're all 1.5. So what we would do is we'd write this as f of x can be found. Now, again, 0 is where we start, so 24 is our initial value. Our multiplier is 1.5 raised to the x. Okay, and that's how we do things with exponentials. All right, let's try a couple more here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's do the first one here. Let's see, 4 divided by 2.6. Yeah, that's 1.5. 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. 9 divided by 6, that's 1.5. It's just like we had the last time. This time we're going to start at 4, so we would say f of x would be 4, and then times 1.5 raised to the x. All right, what we're seeing here is that this is going up 5, going up 5, up 5, up 5. This is linear. So again, we're not going to write it as an exponential because it is linear. All right, so you should be able to tell whether it's exponential or not using those. Now, what we're going to do is we're now going to say, well, what if we have a table of values? And we want to say, hey, let's find the exponential regression. Let's use that. So we've done this before. All right, so let's just go over to our friend the calculator. We're going to go into the stat mode, edit. Now, again, I've put those numbers 0 through 5 in list 1, and then the other corresponding numbers in list 2. So now we go to stat, then we go over to calc, and now we scroll down. Now, before we did linear, quadratic, we could do cubic or all those different ones. We're going to go down to exponential, EXP regression. That's what we're looking for. And we hit that. We can just go down here. And there we go. Okay, I'll have to turn the R value on. I'll make sure we remember to do that. Remember, our starting value A is going to be 199.3 if you want to round that. And our multiplier is 1.25. So what we're seeing is about a 25% increase. Now, to get those R values, remember, you have to hit second, catalog, and then we're going to scroll down till we get to diagnostics on if we want to get those R values on. It kind of tells us how good of a fit we're talking about here. Again, it looks like a default's always turn those off. I went too far, didn't I? Diagnostics on, I got talking too much. There we go. Diagnostic on. Hit it again so it says done. Then when we hit stat, calc, scroll down to exponential regression. There we go. We hit that. Bada bing, bada boom. And we get all that on there with the R squared. So it tells us we have a pretty good fit with the 0.99. It tells us it's pretty good. Okay. All right. Now, again, we can do the same thing. Whoopsie. And as we go down, we can also do what's called a logarithmic regression. Now, most calculators that we see will use the ln instead of the log. We'll see what that has on here. So we would type those same types of things in here. Let me just walk you through again the calc. I won't change the list in there, but let's just go over to calc. If we were to go down, we want to hit the, oops, clear, stat, calc. We want to go down to ln regression. That's what we want to look at. And again, this one probably won't be a very good logarithmic one. All right, something issue with that, but that's the spot that you go to. Is this one right here. If it wants logarithmic regression, you want the ln regression is what you want. Okay. All right, so again, some familiarity things here. Just to me that pay attention. It'll say either exponential regression or logarithmic. That's what you want to do. All right, so that'll wrap up chapter 7. Until